G'day gamers, Ybot here, or Filthy Ybot74 with, believe it or not, something different. Some Destiny gameplay here on Mayhem Clash on Crucible. Now, if you don't know what Mayhem Clash is, it's pretty much where all your abilities regenerate 3 times as fast. And it's pretty much a team deathmatch, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. And look, I do play Destiny every now and then because I think it's good that you change your games, people, because Destiny is all about timing. It's all about doing the hard grind. And I thought this video would fit very well within the subject that I'm talking about, because this game, to be honest, a lot of people hated it from the get-go. A lot of people loved it. The community is really positive and very helpful. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. And they all love the grind. And you have to grind to get the aesthetic outfits, but the aesthetic outfit is also part of, believe it or not, people getting higher abilities. And the weapons aren't paid to get. The weapons are hard work to earn. Okay? So, video games and gambling. Now, this is something that's been playing on my mind for a while, and I'm just going to throw some numbers out for you. I watched 402's Thunder, not long video recently, and it's about how much money Blizzard and Activision made in the last 3 months. Right? And this is from in-game purchasing, people. This is from buying supply drops and pay to win, which is weapons, okay? So pretty much, they've made $1 billion. Yep, from Black Ops 3 and from Overwatch, or Blizzard has probably multiple games which you have, different things you can buy, weapons, pay to win and stuff like that. I think it's a bit different though with Blizzard. I'm not too sure. I can't really say too much for Overwatch. It's the only really Blizzard game that I play every now and then, so I can't really say. But both of those companies have made $1 billion. $1 billion, people, in the last 3 months. Okay? Now, this has all come up about because here in Australia, we have an independent politician by Nick Xenophon. And he wants to label, I just really didn't read the article, because when it involves politicians here and talking about video games, they're just doing it for popularity, and they just really don't have an idea what they're talking about. That's the honest truth. And I believe somebody said all he wants to do is label all video games as gambling. Now, to me, that is, you could say with CSGO, Black Ops 3, where you buy your supply drops, and it is like gambling, and it can get you addicted to gambling, because, I've been guilty of it in the past with Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3. I've bought supply crates, but they do in a way give you a chance to earn it, where you pretty much have to earn the crypto keys. You don't have to pay to win, but you can earn the crypto keys. But it is gambling, people. It is gambling, and I'm totally opposed against it. I think video games have more of a chance of making you addicted to gambling than they do making you violent. There is proof of that. And it all started and stemmed from the big story, which was Honor the Call, pretty much leaked out that people like T. Martin, Pro Syndicate, and he's also involved the FaZe guys, a couple of other big YouTubers, that they are all own these CSGO gambling sites. Now, if you don't know what that means, it's when you can gamble to win the skins, anywhere from 50 cents to $5,000 per skin for a game of CSGO. And people were doing it, and they were it was pretty shitty what they did. It was really, really shitty what they did. They pretty much basically, people were playing on a website saying, oh look, I just found this website, and when they won skins, they had big reactions, but they didn't reveal that they owned the website, which means it's highly illegal to gamble on your own gambling website, which, let's face it, those sites looking for crates is gambling. It is not gaming. There is no skill whatsoever, just clicking a button and putting in money. There is no skill in that whatsoever. So I applaud Nick Xenophon for talking about it and going to mainstream, but to say things like maybe we should, pretty much say all video games are gambling, dude, you're going about it the wrong way. That's punishing the games which go over their way to reward you for hard effort. That goes to punish games and developers which have not gone the easy path and have gone the hard path and is harder for them. That's developments like Bungie with this game, Destiny, 343 Industries, where you have to work your freaking ass off to get really good weapons to do the raid, team up with your team players, and you can't pay or buy to win. Now, Halo 5 has free DLC. Yes, you can buy a pack here, which costs me, I think, $23, but every week I get a 3 new pack on Halo 5, so it's actually quite worth it. And yes, DLC is cheaper, but, even games like Doom, you don't win chests, but you can win armor. You can unlock it by doing certain achievements. So it's not like gambling. You have to work to get it, which is nothing wrong with that. It is games like Call of Duty, okay? Call of Duty, Overwatch, and several other games which which give the option of buying some things to make it look good, and it's taking a gamble. You are taking a gamble. When you see that box open up, it's very similar to that of, when you're pulling on a pokey machine or a carding machine and things like that. And I don't agree with that. As much as it's your choice, you can do it here and there. Stats has proven that gambling, people get you know, they get addicted to it and they can't take responsibility for their own actions. And gambling has ruined Sydney, people. It really has ruined Sydney. If you don't believe me, the music scene in Sydney has just been totally destroyed by poker machines and carding machines. I've known many of my friends who have problems with gambling. And they've all said video games as a waste of time. It's like, well, mate, I'm not getting broke playing video games and I'm not gambling or hurting anybody. And it's more fucking skill than sitting in front of a pokey. So when I hear things like CSGO and what Team Martin and Pro Syndicate did, and it is a pretty damn selfish thing and a bad thing that they did, because they do hang out with some very good video game people and YouTubers that I like. They've affected all their friends from Gamershaw, which is Jericho, and Gold Glove, who have been fending off and made videos to this. What they've done is a pretty shitty thing. They didn't need to. They're already rich. Same as FaZe. It's just, it stuns me, man. Like, for them to do that, it's just as bad as a drug dealer. And people say, oh, that's not the case. Well, yeah, it is, mate, because drug dealers, yes, and drugs are addictive and they destroy lives, but so does gambling. And just because it's legal doesn't mean it's better. This whole premise of it's because it's legal is better has got to totally change with people's mindsets. It really, really does, because it's all about the government making tax. It's all about people making a shit ton of money. And so gambling and pokies have got to be reduced. And I'm over it. And people saying, oh, no, they're not that bad. They are. Look how many people gamble on their mobile phones. That's why I don't like mobile phone gambling. Look at Pokemon. Look at all that. And they link your bill to your phone bill. So you can gamble up these huge debts, but they're just on your phone bill. So you can hide it from your partners and your loved ones. And they're devised that way. So I do think gaming is heading towards a gambling scenario. And as you as a gamer, to not buy these games. I'm not buying, Infinity Warfare. I'm not buying any more supply drops. I'm playing and rewarding games like Destiny, Halo 5, and games which reward you for putting in the harder efforts. Because they're the real games and what we're all really gaming about. And as it comes to politicians jumping into video games, go to EB Games and talk to your, people here and there. Because it was EB Games that took responsibility and said we want an R-rating game system. I don't see gambling sites, TAB or all these other ones, Ladbrokes and all them taking responsibility for their actions. They're actually quite shit and dodgy. I don't see them taking any responsibility for how they rip you off and take your money and you're caught in a trap. I don't see that at all. I do see companies like EB Games, Bethesda, Bungie, 343 Industries taking responsibility for their actions and trying to make the game enjoyable and rewarding for hard effort and teamwork. But no, we all want to go for the popular wankers and just rip off people. Come on, peeps, get your heads together. And politicians, talk to EB Games. They force the R18 rating. Get them in there. Talk to them before you make decisions about making all video games gambling sites. You have to look into it before you make a decision. Frag and tag.